Hey guys, this is Abhishek from GadgetStudios.com, and today we are going to do the quick unboxing and full review of OnePlus One. I have been using this device for approximately a month and I'm pretty happy with the overall day-to-day performance and the usage which I have done with this phone. This is one of the best phone on which I have got very smooth Android experience and a very different Android experience as well, and we will talk about that in detail in this review. Let's take a look what we have as far as package is concerned. So again, one thing before I do the unboxing and before I do the full review, OnePlus One is not available as of now in India. Although you can buy it from China and it will cost you approximately 27 to 26,000 rupees after custom duty. So the price of the phone is approximately 24,000 rupees, and then you have to pay approximately 2 to 3,000 rupees as custom duty depending where you are actually getting it imported in India. So this is how OnePlus One will look like, and again let's take a look over the package. The packaging is slightly different over there because they have actually make sure that the packaging is slim, so that the phone contents which are there inside should be very slim and it should look like a very slim package. This is something which they have actually thought of, I guess. And the back side of the box, we can see that we have some information over there that it supports LTE FDD as well, which is good. 1800 MHz, 2100 MHz and 2600 MHz frequencies are supported. Then it supports 3G. You have support for 2G as well. It has got a 5.5-inch display. It is an IPS LCD display panel, and the model number is OnePlus One A0001, and then the resolution of the display is 1080 into 1920, and the weight of the device is 160 gram, whereas the thickness is 8.9 millimeter. So this is one of the most thinnest phone I have seen, especially with this kind of hardware specification, and it gives a great feel when you hold this phone in your hand. And one thing they have actually done after making this package slim, especially the one which has the phone inside, is that they have actually have other box which has the charger. So the charger is again thicker, so they actually remove the charger from the package itself and they have it in the other box. Let me just show you the charger first of all. So this is how the charger look like, and when it comes to the output current, it is a 2 ampere fast charger you will get with US pin. So you need to have an adapter to actually use it in India, and this is how the port look like, especially where you put the cable. So let's take a look what we have inside the package, where we have the cable and the phone. And opening the package, we can see that this is the red box which we have, and once you open it, we can see the first thing which is there inside the package is the device itself. This is OnePlus One. I have already done the unboxing earlier, and I have also applied a screen guard onto this phone, as you can see. So that is why it has some air bubbles and other things, but otherwise you will get the one which has a screen guard which will come within the package. A screen guard did came within the package of this phone, and this is how it looks. In terms of the overall form factor and the feel, this is one of the most premium feel you will get, especially when you hold this phone in one hand. The matte finish backside gives a great feel and a very good grip as well when you hold this phone in one hand, which is good. You also get this phone in sandstone version, basically, in which you have a different kind of finish altogether, which also gives you a better grip, slightly better grip as compared to this one. But this one feels good enough, especially the white version which we have with us. Here we have the 13 megapixel camera module. With the 13 megapixel camera sensor, it can record high definition video. It can also record 4K resolution video. We have dual LED flash over there. We have secondary microphone for noise cancellation. We have the OnePlus One logo over there. At the bottom, we have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. We have primary microphone, and we have 2 loudspeakers on this device. And when we talk about the top, we can see that we have another microphone for noise cancellation. So this device in total has 3 microphones for noise cancellation, which is good. And again, this microphone can be used for video recording as well as for video chat. At the top over here, we have the 3.5mm audio jack. On the edges, we can see that we have metal being used, which is chrome finish, which looks good and gives a great premium feel to this particular phone in terms of the look and feel. We do have LED notification light as well for missed calls and other alerts. We have the nice metallic earpiece over there. We have 5 megapixel fixed focus camera on this device on the front, and when it comes to the touch capacitor buttons, they are there at the bottom within the body of the phone, and they do have backlit LED, so you will be able to see them in dark room as well. So we will take a look over the phone later on, and before I do that, let me just show you the power and sleep key as well. So here we have the power and sleep key, which is a plastic button but gives good amount of feedback, and on this side we have another plastic button which is the volume rocker. This one also gives good amount of feedback, and here we have the SIM card slot over there, and you need a SIM ejection tool which will come within the package to eject the SIM tray out. So we will take a look over the phone later on. Let's take a look what we have inside the package apart from the phone. So we need to basically lift this part and then we can see what we have inside. So these are the things which we get inside. This is the SIM ejection tool which will come within the package, and it looks like this. As you can see, you can just put this thing back inside. Apart from this, you have this cable which looks very stylish, and it is a tangle free cable, very good in terms of the build quality. And this is the micro USB cable for data syncing and charging. We have some user manuals over there, I guess. Let me just open this. So these are the user manuals which will come within the package, and again this one is in Chinese, so I won't be able to read anything out of it. So let me just get rid of this thing as well. So these are all the things which you get within the package of the phone. Let's take a look over the OnePlus One now. Now here we have the OnePlus One, and the best thing which I like about this phone is the software part. So software part on this device is again powered with CyanogenMod, which we have on this one. We will take a detailed look over what all features you get and the kind of fluidness you have on this phone as far as software is concerned. First of all, I would like to tell you about the form factor and the overall build quality of the phone. So build quality is pretty good. However, they have used polycarbonate plastic at the back side, but it feels very good quality plastic has been used on this one, and this is no way cheap in any way. So this is very good in terms of the form factor and the kind of build quality you can expect. As far as the overall weight is concerned, the weight is slightly on the heavier side, but again 160 gram it is not very heavy as compared to some other 5.5 inch phone which we have seen already, but this phone is slightly heavy as compared to a 5-inch phone, but you will get used to the weight once you start using this device. As far as one-handed usage is concerned, one-handed usage is slightly difficult on this device, as you cannot reach every part of the screen with one hand because it is slightly big. You have some thicker bezels over there as well, as you can see, which again are not too thick, but again making this phone slightly big to hold in one hand. Nevertheless, you can actually use this phone with one hand as well, and you will get used to it once you start using it for a week. Talking about the thickness is again 8.9 millimeter, and which has a curved back cover as well. As you can see, the back cover is curved on this device, which again cannot be removed, and the battery cannot come out, and you can easily hold this phone with one hand with this back cover which is actually having a curve, so it gives a great feel and a very good grip as well when you hold it. Talking about the phone in terms of the physical design, I can say that this is looking like OnePlus One in terms of the design. Now let's talk about the software UI of the phone, and the software UI is the most impressive part on this one. As you can see, it is running CyanogenMod and everything is very smooth, buttery smooth I would say. It is as smooth as you might see on a stock Android phone like Android One, so which is good. And you have top-notch hardware which is running on this one. So you have Snapdragon 801 chipset, 2.5 GHz, Crete 400 core CPU, which is a quad core CPU, and you have Adreno 330 is the GPU. So hardware wise, this phone is one of the best hardware you can actually get for the kind of price. And again, this is a very affordable price for this phone, especially if you are comparing it with other flagship phones from other brands. So OnePlus One is definitely a company which provide phones at the right price, and they are very cheap as compared to what you get on other companies as far as hardware is concerned. Now let's take a look over the notification center. This is how the notification center look like, and one thing which I really like is that the font size on this device is such that, and it is rendered in such a smooth way that everything looks very good to read on this phone, which is good. And readability is definitely better with this kind of font and with this kind of rendering of the font. Let me just show you the toggles. We have all the toggles over there. We do have support for automatic brightness as well. Let me just go into settings and show you the version of Android which we have on this one. So we have Android 4.4.2 KitKat running on this device, and we do have support for system updates. That means you will be able to get system updates as far as version of Android is concerned on this device. And here we have the CyanogenMod information, and we have the account which I already created for CyanogenMod, and you will get updates on this device as far as new features of CyanogenMod is concerned. Let's take a look over the storage scenario as of now. On the storage front, we have 16 GB version of this device available with us, and we have approximately 12.14 GB available to the user. However, we have installed some applications and games, so you can actually think that you will get approximately 10 to 11 GB available on this device as far as user available storage is concerned. This device does not have an SD card slot. However, this one does have support for OTG as well. Talking about the application scenario, let's take a look over the application. In application scenario, we can see that the current status of the RAM, and as far as current status of the RAM is concerned, it is fairly good. We have approximately 1.6 GB free out of 3 GB of RAM, and 1.2 GB is being used. So the free amount of RAM on this device is fairly good, and you can actually play high definition games on this device without any issues. And even in day-to-day usage, you won't see any kind of lag on this device, just like I never saw any kind of lag on this one. Talking about some other options, we do have the option of customizing the interface. Because of CyanogenMod, we have different kind of lock screen which you can actually set. You do have different kind of themes which you can actually go through. You can change the theme packs, you can change the style of the theme, you can change the icons, fonts, wallpapers, lock screen wallpaper, boot animation, and sound packs as well. So this is how you can actually change everything almost as far as user interface is concerned when it comes to the customization options on this phone. Talking about the display, we have the display information over there. As you can see, we have the option to do a wireless display. So wireless display is supported with the help of Miracast device. You can do that. You do have double tap to wake up, which is supported by default on this one. We do have adaptive backlit as well, and you can also wake up on plug, so it will turn on the screen whenever you are connecting or disconnecting a power source, so that you can actually get an idea whether it is charging or discharging at that time. We do have these buttons over there, and again you can change the functionalities of these buttons, and you can actually do more things with the CyanogenMod which we have on this device as far as the UI is concerned. So you have a double tap action, you have a long press action for the search button, and you have a lot of other things which you can do. You can wake up the phone as well using a volume button, so that is also possible. You also have a playback control, you have keyboard cursor control, you have double tap action, and you have all other options over there which you can actually customize and use on this phone, which is good. Let's come out and let's take a look what else we have. Talking about the location, we do have support for GPS navigation, and this device works perfectly fine as far as GPS navigation is concerned. So you can use GPS navigation on this one. We do have different kind of profiles in which you can actually customize the kind of sound you need to have on the ringtone and for the alarms, and that can be done under profiles. You can also have a time profile as well on this one. So we have some other options to actually configure different accounts. You can always go for a CyanogenMod account which you can create, and it will not cost you anything. When it comes to tethering options, we do have that supported on this one. So we have support for portable Wi-Fi hotspot option as well on this one. We have support for USB tethering, and Bluetooth tethering is also supported. We do have NFC supported as well on this phone, which is a hardware feature, and it is there. Talking about the phone dialer, let me just show you the phone dialer. This is how the phone dialer look like, and it is a custom phone dialer. As you can see, when it comes to making a video call, you do not have that option, so which is something which is missing in case you would like to see that. But most of the people don't use cellular video calls these days. They can always do video calls with the help of internet, like VoIP, Skype services like these. You can actually use them to actually do video calls. We have messaging application interface over there, and this is how it looks like. It is almost stock Android in terms of the keyboard, but this keyboard gives you a lot of features, like you can do swipe to type, and you can do it with any speed. You don't need to be fast. You can actually do it quite slow as well, and it will give you the suggestions as well whenever you are typing. For example, if you're typing over there, you will see these suggestions, and you can select from any of these suggestions, and it will learn as per the kind of typing which you do. You do have swipe to type, and the keyboard keys are pretty big in size. The keyboard is also very fluid and very responsive to the finger touch, so you won't face any problem as far as typing is concerned on this phone. We also have equalizer over there, so you can adjust the quality of sound which you will get from the loudspeaker on this device. You can actually boost the bass and other things can also be done. Taking a look over the applications, these are all the applications which you will get pre-installed. So you have camera application, which is a stock Android camera application, slightly customized. You have a file manager which will also come pre-installed. You have regular Gmail application like Hangout and other things. We do have some other applications as well like sound recorder, and you also have screencast application, which actually allows you to record a video of your Android screen, and from the microphone you can record the voice. So this is how you can actually record a video of what you do on your Android phone, and this is something which is coming preloaded as an app on this phone, which is good. And then we have other applications over there which includes torch as well. So you can use the torch application to use the LED flash at the back side as a torch, and they are fairly bright, especially for low light situations, which is good. Talking about some other application which we have on this device as far as customizations are concerned, we have this theme application, which is a theme showcase, which allows you to download a lot of themes. You can purchase these themes in case you would like to do that. So you can always change the look and feel on this phone and customize how it looks as far as icons are concerned, as far as font is concerned, and other things are there. So you can always customize it as per your own preference. You can always buy these themes, or you can go for the free options as well, which are again not easily available. There are like 1 or 2 free themes available across all these lists, so which is something which is very limited, but you do have the option of installing these themes, which will cost you some amount of money. Let's take a look over the hardware of this phone. We have ARM V7 processor on this device. The model number is 1 over there, and we have 2.5 GHz processor, which is a quad-core processor. It is Qualcomm MSM 8974 Pro AC, that is Snapdragon 801. Taking a look over the display, we can see that the display resolution is 1080 into 1920, and the refresh rate is 63 Hz. When it comes to GPU, which we have Adreno 330 as the GPU on this phone, and we have all these sensors which are there on this phone, which includes accelerometer sensor, magnetic field sensor, you have gesture, proximity sensor, ambient light sensor, you have gravity, rotation vector, you also have step detector and step counter. That means you have pedometer sensor as well on this device. We have significant motion detector sensor as well, geomagnetic rotation vector sensor is there. So this phone, even when it is an affordable budget phone, I would say, especially in the flagship category, as a top-notch hardware which you can get on this phone has almost all the sensors which you will need on any smartphone out there, which is definitely a good thing, because the kind of pricing at which it will be available in India will be approximately 20 to 25,000 rupees, and for that price, the kind of sensors you are getting on this phone, you don't get almost all the sensors like these on even flagship phones these days, which are coming from bigger brands. Now here we have the camera UI on OnePlus One. As you can see, this is the kind of camera UI. It is again stock Android in terms of look, but it does have some extra customized options which are there. It does have autofocus, which it will lock once it has focused on the subject, and it will take very less amount of time. It will focus on the subject very fast, and I can show you that. For example, as you can see, it has already focused, which is good. Now talking about the camera interface and the options, we do have panorama mode supported on this device. We can always enable panorama mode in case you would like to do that. You do have support for HDR mode as well on this phone. We have video options over there, and the moment you tap on the video thing, you can actually start recording the video. Talking about some other options, I can show you the settings, and over here we can see that the rear camera is a 13 megapixel sensor which can take 13 megapixel photos. And when we talk about the quality is something which you can specify. You do have the option of slow shutter speed as well, so which is set to auto, and you can control the shutter speed in case you would like to do that. You do have touch focus duration. That means you can actually have 5 seconds, 10 seconds and other things which you can always select. The focus mode is set to auto. You can have a continuous picture mode. You also have infinity mode, when it comes to focus, and you also have macro mode supported on this phone, which will take better photos, especially for small objects and in case you would like to capture them in a very close way. When it comes to video resolution, you can record high definition video at 1080p, which is a very good thing. You can also record it at 720p. We do have some other resolutions also supported, as you can see, in case you would like to go down. We do have the option of recording slow motion video as well on this one at 60 fps and at 120 fps, which is also good. Talking about time-lapse interval videos, you can also do that. When it comes to general settings, we have the power shutter button, which can actually take the photo. So power button can take the photo in case you would like to do that. The volume buttons can also be used to do the zoom, and for left-handed operations, you can actually control the phone or the camera operations with the help of left-handed usage. So you can adjust that over there in case you would like to do that. It will move all the controls to the left hand in case you are a lefty. So this is all possible. Let me just come back and show you the view from the front camera on this phone. So this is how the view will look like from the front camera, and I know I'm looking weird. So this is the kind of quality you can get. You can do a high definition video call from the front camera at 1080p, which is a very good thing. And you do have face detection. In case you miss that, you do have face detection as well on this device. You can actually detect a face, and you can take very good selfies as well. Let me just take a selfie of mine and I can show you the same. So this is how the selfie will be taken from this phone. I would say the camera clarity is pretty good, and the color production is also very nice, especially with this selfie. Talking about the rear camera, let me just toggle to the rear camera now. So here we have a panda which we are going to photograph. You do have auto HDR on this device, which will automatically turn on and turn off depending on the kind of conditions you have and the subject which is there in the center. So let me just focus this and take a photo. So we have taken this photo. Let me just take this photo without the artificial light. So we have taken both of these photos, and I can show you both of them one by one. So this is the one which have been taken without the artificial light. I would say this photo has came out to be pretty good in terms of the clarity, in terms of details, and in terms of color production as well. It is looking pretty nice. Talking about the one which has been taken with light, this one is slightly better in terms of details, although this is also good. And when it comes to the kind of colors, I can see the colors are also being nicely reproduced. I would say the one which is better out of these two is going to be the one which is taken with light. As you can see, this one is better, and this one is not that great, but this is also good. So the low light performance of this device as far as camera is concerned is good enough. On benchmark front, we have got a very good score on this device, which is 44782, as you can see, and it is at the top as compared to any other flagship phone from different respective companies. As you can see, it is above Samsung Galaxy S5, Xiaomi Mi 3 and HTC One M8T as well. So benchmark figures are pretty good, and the day-to-day performance of this phone is also pretty decent. Let's find out how much multi-touch point does this phone support. So talking about the multi-touch points, this phone supports 10-point multi-touch, and on Ninamark we have got a score of 61.5 fps, and as you can see, this is one of the best score which you can get, and this device can handle almost any high definition game provided you have storage for the same. Again, this one does not have an SD card slot, so you will be limited with the storage, which is approximately 11 GB, which you will get on the 16 GB variant of this phone. But in case you buy the 32 GB variant of OnePlus One, you will get approximately 23 GB, which is quite sufficient to have more high definition games. So as of now, we have installed a couple of games on this device, which includes Temple Run OZ, which is the casual game. We have Modern Combat 5, which is the most graphic intensive game out of all, and we have Blood and Glory, which is also a pretty medium graphic intensive game. So let me just start with Temple Run OZ to show you the overall performance of this device when it comes to gaming. So now we are playing this game called Temple Run OZ, as you can see, and I can see the graphics of the games are being rendered very nicely, and touchscreen is also very responsive. It is almost instant response which I can get from the touchscreen, which is good, and there is no problem while playing this game on this device. Let me just turn the volume to full. The loudspeaker on the device is also fairly loud, and the viewing angles are also good enough when you play this game or any other game like this. As you can see, gravity sensor on the phone is also working well. So now we are playing this game called Modern Combat 5, which is one of the most graphic intensive games. And I can easily play this game on this device without any issues.
Strike 2 to Monarch. Target eliminated. Confirm extraction location. Over. Hold on.
Now as far as display is concerned, I would like to correct some of the things which I said earlier. This is not an IPS LCD display, but it is an LTPS display, which is pretty good in terms of viewing angles. As you can see the display from almost any angle. The display is having a high definition resolution, that is 1080p into 1920, which is one of the best resolution you can have on this particular display size, which is 5.5 inch. It gives great pixel density and you do not notice any kind of pixelation on this device. Even if you take a closer look over the display, you won't notice any pixelation on this screen. Now when it comes to the SIM card tray slot, I can show you whether it will accept a micro SIM or a nano SIM. So we have the SIM card tray out, and as you can see, it will accept a micro SIM. When it comes to OTG support, let me just check for that as well. We have an OTG flash drive over there, and we will connect it with this particular phone over there at the bottom on this side. And once we connect this flash drive, I think it should detect the same. So it has detected the flash drive, as you can see under notifications, and I can show you the same. It has detected the flash drive. Let me just first of all confirm that by going into storage. On the storage, we should get the information for the flash drive. So the flash drive has been mounted. As you can see, it is 32 GB flash drive. It is mounted right now, and you can access the contents of the flash drive with the file manager, which is already coming pre-installed on this device. You can access the USB storage over there, and this is how you can read contents on any flash drive by connecting it to this particular device with an OTG cable. Or if it is an OTG flash drive like this, then in that case you don't even need an OTG cable. OTG is supported on this device. And now to show you the overall video playback performance of this device, we are playing a high definition video from our channel, and this video is getting played at high definition quality, that is 720p, which is good. As far as viewing angles are concerned, this is how the viewing angle will look like on this device, and they are fairly good. You can see the display from almost any angle without any issues. So viewing angles are good. The loudness of the loudspeaker is also pretty good on this device. It is fairly loud, and it is over there. So this one has two loudspeakers. As you can see, both of these loudspeakers are fairly loud, but not the loudest which you might have heard, or which we have heard actually. And one thing I can say is that the overall video playback is looking very nice on this device. In case you place the device like this on a table, the sound will not get blocked, because the loudspeaker is actually not at the back side, they are on the edges at the bottom, which is a pretty good design, I would say. So in terms of video playback and the kind of quality you have on the sound when you play any sound on this device, or when you play any HD video, it is a pretty good device for the kind of media consumption you are looking for. In terms of battery backup, this phone has given me approximately 1 day battery backup at most of the times with moderate to basic usage. In case you are a heavy user, then in that case this phone will not give you around 1 day of battery backup. The battery backup on the phone is also pretty good. In terms of power rating, it is again kind of comparable to the other phones which we have in the market. It has a 3100 milliampere battery, which is pretty sufficient to give you around 1 to 1.5 days of battery backup. on basic to moderate usage. For a heavy user it will be around 1 day, even if you play some high definition games. But if you play them for a longer time, then in that case you will not get 1 day battery backup. In all, I can say that this phone is a pretty good phone, especially if it comes for 25,000 rupees. This is one of the best hardware phone you can actually get for that particular price. You have a 5.5-inch display which looks good, great viewing angles, very good color production. You have a very good camera at the back which does give you very good images. However, one thing which I have noticed on the camera front is that the images are kind of grainy at times, especially with low light. That is something which I have noticed with the rear camera, although the front camera is very good for taking still shots or for doing video calls at high definition, which is good. When it comes to internal storage is 16 GB or 64 GB, and this is something which I would like to correct here, because this device is not coming in 32 GB variant, so you can either go for 16 GB or 64 GB. However, we are not sure whether the OnePlus One will come with 32 GB version in India. Let's see how that happens and when it happens, if it happens. So talking about the phone, I would like to give a thumbs up to OnePlus One. This is one of the best smartphone you can actually get. You have a very good UI on this device, which is very responsive, very fluid, and very good in terms of usage. It is one of the best UI after stock Android in terms of smoothness, in terms of stability. So Cyanogen activity, the Cyanogen mod basically, and the community around it has actually make sure that the kind of UI this phone runs on does give you a very good experience when you use it in day-to-day usage. So that's all from us. Do let us know if you have any specific question for this device. We would love to help you. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.